Welcome back, seekers of hidden truth. We're about to dive into one of creation's greatest paradoxes. We're always told that the universe got the highest possible seal of approval right at the very beginning. But what if, hidden inside that seal of approval, was a secret so profound, so startling, that it flips everything we think we know about life, about endings, and even about what it means for something to be perfect? So let's get right into the text.
Okay, so here we are, Genesis 1:31. This is it, the final stamp on the whole cosmic project. On the surface, it's pretty clear, right? A total success. Behold, it was very good. It's like the period at the end of the sentence of creation. But the ancient masters of Kabbalah, when they looked at this, they didn't just see a conclusion. They saw a massive, flashing question mark. So we're going on a real deep dive here, a journey to uncover a truth that literally alters how we see the universe. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with the very good problem. Then we'll find what looks like a flaw in creation's original code. After that, we'll unlock the secret of a single Hebrew word, redefine death as an essential feature. And then, finally, we'll zoom all the way out to see the entire cosmic picture. Okay, so here's the core issue. The text declares the world very good. And yet, you and I, we live in it. Our reality is filled with pain, with things breaking down, with endings, with death. The system seems to have a few bugs, doesn't it? So how can a world that's called very good contain so much stuff that feels, well, not very good at all?
This right here, this is the question that unlocks the whole thing. Was there some kind of flaw in the original design, an error in the programming, or is it possible there's something huge that we're just not seeing? Maybe, just maybe, the definition of very good actually includes the very things we see as its total opposite. The Zohar says, you bet it does.
Now this is where it gets really fascinating. The Zohar tells us to look for the answer not at the end of the story, but right in the middle of it. It points to what looks like an anomaly, a little glitch in the matrix of the 6 days of creation. Take a look at this. You can see a clear pattern start to emerge. After day 1's work is done, the Torah says, and God saw that it was good. Day 3, good. Day 4, good. Day 5, you guessed it, good. But then you look at day 2, the day the waters above were separated from the waters below. And on this day, that seal of approval, it was good, is just missing. Why? What happened on day 2? Well, because on the second day, for the very first time, a totally new concept entered the universe: separation, division. And the Zohar teaches that this act of splitting reality in two introduced the force of din, which you can think of as raw, unfiltered judgment. It's the root of all conflict, or machloket. And because that work of division wasn't finished, it wasn't harmonized yet, it just couldn't be called good. You can think of it like leaving a program running in your computer's background that's eating up all the memory. This created a cosmic imbalance, a spiritual loose end. This raw, incredibly powerful energy of judgment was now active in the system, but it was unresolved. For creation to be truly stable and complete, this energy had to be dealt with. And this brings us right back to the grand finale at the end of the 6th day. So how was this tension from day 2 finally resolved? The Zohar reveals that the secret has been hiding in plain sight this whole time, tucked away inside that final little word of praise, me'od, very.
Now, our first instinct is to read very good as just a simple intensifier, right? Like saying something is super good or extra good. But the Zohar does this kind of spiritual X-ray on the text, and it reveals that me'od isn't an adjective. Not at all. It's a noun. It is an entity.
And here it is, the stunning, mind-bending revelation. According to the Zohar, the verse is not saying creation was just very good. It's saying that creation contained 2 distinct essential forces. It was Tov, good, which is the angel of life, and it was Me'od, very, which is the angel of death. The inclusion of death, this force called Me'od, is precisely what resolves the conflict that started way back on day 2. It is the very thing that takes creation from a state of being just good, but with an unstable element, to a state of being perfected, complete, and totally unified. Very good. Death wasn't a punishment or an accident. It was the capstone of creation itself.
Okay, so how does that even work? How can death, which we see as the ultimate negative, be the key to cosmic perfection? Well, the Zohar basically gives us the blueprints for this divine engineering. To get this, we have to look at the Kabbalistic map of divine forces, the Sefirot.
Think of these as the operating system of reality. So, you have the pure, expansive energy of day one, which is all about unbounded light. That corresponds to chesed, loving kindness, which is visualized as white light. And in the other corner, you have the raw, divisive energy of day two. That's gevura, severity or judgment, and it's visualized as the color red. These are the two primary opposing forces in creation's source code: infinite expansion and necessary limitation. So what does death, the force of Mayad, actually do? It acts like an alchemical fire that allows these two primordial colors to blend together. This is the mechanism for tikkun, for cosmic rectification. It takes that unresolved red energy of gevura, the force of endings and limits, and allows it to be integrated and sweetened by the infinite white light of Kesed. And the result isn't red or white. It's a totally new state: Tiferet, harmony, beauty, truth. The green on the slide, perfect balance. This integration creates a profound unity, a concept whose numerical value is 13, which is the same as the Hebrew word echad, meaning one.
To put this into our language today, just think of it as cosmic engineering. The universe's source code is written, the system boots up. But there's this unresolved process from day two, this din, that's making the whole system unstable, like a memory leak. So on day 6, the master programmer introduces a termination function, death, also known as miod. And this function isn't a crash. It's the ultimate firewall and garbage collection protocol. It gracefully ends the unresolved process, frees up all those spiritual resources, and restores the entire system to a state of perfect, stable integrity. It's not a bug. It's the ultimate feature.
And in Kabbalah, this physical world where this whole balancing act happens is called Malchut, or the kingdom. It's the stage, the runtime environment where the cosmic code actually plays out. This whole process is seen as being encoded within the very last letter of the divine name, the letter He, which has the numerical value of 5. It represents this tangible world we're in, the arena where the forces of life, Tav, and death, Meet, Od, have to meet and ultimately work it all out. But hey, this is not just some abstract, high-level theory about the cosmos. The Zohar's insight has really profound, down-to-earth implications for how we understand our own lives and the flow of human history itself. We can actually grab onto this idea using two really powerful analogies. For the adult minds, like we've been saying, it's cosmic engineering. Death is a planned termination cycle, a resource reallocation protocol for the whole universe. But if you were explaining this to a kid, think of it like a video game. A character's journey doesn't just end with a game over screen. Each life is like a level. When it ends, the soul levels up, right? It gets experience points of wisdom from all its successes and failures. Then it gets to reset the quest, which allows a brand new player, a new generation, to continue the great game, building on all the progress that came before. And this, right here, is the key. When the verse says, "and God saw," that vision is nothing like ours. We're trapped in linear time. We see a sequence of separate events, a birth over here, a tragic ending over there, a win followed by a loss. But the divine perspective is completely outside of time. It sees the entire tapestry, all at once. Every single thread of every life, every shadow and every highlight, every cycle of birth and decay and rebirth, all of it interwoven into a single, breathtakingly complex, and utterly flawless masterpiece. So what does this ancient secret really mean for us, living as individual threads inside that giant tapestry? How does it change our perspective on life, right here, right now?
Well, it reframes everything. It means every ending is not a failure. It's the completion of a necessary cycle. Every challenge, every experience of that judgment or din is an essential thread that gives the whole pattern its depth and its meaning. It means our limited moment-to-moment view is, by definition, missing the staggering beauty of the complete picture. And it means that death itself is the engine of renewal. It's the great act of tikkun that allows the story to keep going, generation after generation.
And that is the final thought I really want to leave you with. If every ending, every closed door, every loss, every final breath is not some tragic flaw but a necessary and perfect completion, how does that change the story you tell about your own life? How does it shift how you look at your past, your present, and the legacy you are going to ultimately leave behind in this very good world?
Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week.
If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.